Hello friends, in the last video we have learned about the classification of squint and what is heterophoria. Now in this presentation we will see what is concomitant squint. Now concomitant squint is a dissociation of eyes wherein the deviation remains same in all the direction of the gaze, that is called as concomitant squint. Now let us see the different causes that can produce a concomitant squint. So the first causation, that is due to the obstacles in sensory path of binocular reflex. Now these obstacles in the sensory path of binocular reflex can be produced due to the uncorrected errors of refraction, opacities of media, cornea, lens or vitreous, defects of diseases of retina and optic nerve, static anatomical conditions producing faulty position of eye in relation to each other. The second variety of causes, that is static anatomical condition producing a faulty position of the orbit, that will be produced due to the congenital abnormality of shape or position of orbit, due to space occupying lesion of orbit, or congenital absence of muscles, paresis of muscles, abnormality of insertion of muscles. The third category of cause is due to the decompensation of heterophoria producing manifest squint. The fourth variety of cause, that is due to the disharmony of accommodation convergence relationship. As for example, in cases of hypermetropia, the more accommodation is exerted to correct the error, and that is why there will be a development of convergence. So in that condition the convergent squint will be developing. Similarly in myopia, accommodation does not come into play for correction of error, so convergence is weak and there is tendency for the divergent squint. So in cases of hypermetropia there will be a development of convergent squint, and in the myopia there will be a development of divergent squint. The fifth variety of cause, that is a central causes, that will be due to the deficient development of fusion faculty or mental trauma or hyperexcitability of central nervous system. Now if you see the age incidence of the concomitant squint, it generally develops during the period when the reflexes governing the binocular visions are established. So it occurs within the 5 years of age. Now looking at the symptoms in general. Usually there is no symptom. The squint is generally detected by parents or relatives. Although the image of an object does not fall on the macula in the squinting eye, yet it does not produce diplopia. The reason is that the image in the squinting eye is automatically suppressed. This suppression develops easily as the concomitant squint usually occurs in the young age. The main feature of the concomitant squint is the failure of binocular vision. Now let us see the clinical sign in general. So there are two important signs for the concomitant squint. The first important sign, that is primary deviation is equal to secondary deviation. Now what is primary deviation? It is the angle of deviation of squinting eye when normal eye fixes an object, that is called as primary deviation. And what is secondary deviation? The angle of deviation of normal eye under cover when squinting eye is made fix an object by covering the normal eye, that is called as secondary deviation. So first important clinical sign here in the concomitant squint, that is primary deviation is equal to secondary deviation. Now the second sign, that is there is no limitation of movement of eyeball in any direction. The exception is in the case of squint due to the congenital weakness or paresis of muscle. In the case of uniocular concomitant squint, the vision in squinting eye is usually defective. Now let us see the types of concomitant squint. Now there are two types. One is uniocular concomitant squint and the second variety, that is alternating squint. So first variety, that is uniocular squint. In that, when one eye always deviates and the normal eye takes up the fixation. At the beginning, squint may be intermittent but later on becomes constant. Uniocular squint are of three varieties: convergent, divergent and vertical. The second variety, that is alternating squint. Alternating squint means when one eye fixes, the other deviates either inward or outward, and either of the eye can take up fixation alternately. The important feature in that alternating squint is normal vision in each eye. The image of the deviating eye is completely suppressed in the brain and there is no diplopia. There are two varieties of alternating squint, convergent and divergent. Now regarding the investigation of a case of concomitant squint. In that you have to ask regarding the history. So if you see in the age wise, the onset is usually accommodative squint becomes manifest at the age of 3 to 6 years, and the squint due to the congenital paresis appears at very early age. Any history of illness, mental shock or head injury at the time of onset should be also inquired. Is there any squint intermittent or constant, or does one eye or only deviate, or there is any alteration? You have to also look in the family history, whether there is history of any squint in the family or any cases of poor eyesight in the family. So that history you should investigate. In the examination of patient, during inspection, you have to see which eye is deviated, right or left. Is deviation inward, outward or vertical? You have to also look in the eye for the opacity in cornea or lens. Reaction of the pupil. Another test, that is cover test. In alternating squint, when one eye is fixed, the other deviates and both eyes can take up the fixation alternately. But in case of uniocular squint, it is the fixing eye which always maintains the fixation. Then you have to see the movement of the eyeball to find out any limitation of the movement, and movement of the individual should be tested in all the directions. Another thing, you have to see the visual acuity in each eye and to find out the error of refraction. The media and the fundus of the eye must be also examined by the ophthalmoscope to find out any cause of squint. The another important thing that you have to check, that is the state of binocular vision. The binocular vision is of three grades: a simultaneous macular perception, second is fusion, and third is stereopsis, means perception of the depth. The actual grade of binocular vision, that is determined by synoptophore. The another thing you have to check, that is the measurement of angle of squint, that is necessary for the operative treatment. So now the treatment part of the concomitant squint. In that, first we will see the treatment of uniocular squint. In that, first correction of error of refraction by suitable glass and a squint of minor degree that can be corrected. The second part of the treatment, that is with the occlusion to cure the amblyopia. Even if the vision does not become normal with the correction of glasses and the squint is persisting, the normal eye must be kept in constantly occluded by suitable occluder for the 3 months. This occlusion makes the squinting eye work with the corrected glasses and the vision rapidly improves. Within 3 months, effective occlusion vision in squinting eye becomes normal. And this improvement of vision occurs if the age is within 9 to 10 years. But afterwards, the visual improvement takes longer time to occur. The third variety, that is operative measures. Following the successful occlusion and improvement of vision in the squinting eye, operative procedures that is undertaken. By operative procedure, the squinting eye is made straight by the following methods. So first, in the cases of convergent squint, in that the internal rectus of squinting eye is recessed, that is insertion to the sclera is shifted backwards, and the external rectus is resected, that is the portion of muscle is removed. So depending on the angle of squint, both the muscles have to be tackled. Same way in the divergent squint, external rectus is recessed and internal rectus that is resected. And in cases of vertical squint, corresponding vertical muscles that are tackled. And the fourth part of the treatment, that is with the help of fusional exercise. When the eyes become straight after the operation, fusional exercise that is practiced by synoptophore to improve the binocular vision. Now the treatment of the alternating variety of the squint. In this variety, the fusional faculty does not develop, so the treatment is only for the cosmetic purpose. The same procedure, that is either recession or resection of internal or external rectus, is followed depending on the type of the squint. Now in next lecture we will see the another topic